And we are live. Hey, what is up, everyone joining us on Twitch? It is good to have you here. There are so many moving components right now in what we are doing. I am on Discord right now with a few people. I am watching am03bam's screen. I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to monitor Twitch. So for those of you joining on Twitch, if you could just let me know if everything sounds good, if everything looks good. I'm getting the audio turned up as well now for the people on Discord, so you will be able to hear them. So let's go ahead and do a quick audio check to make sure it is working well. Hey, am03bam, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Okay, for those of you on Twitch, let me know if you can hear am03bam okay. And as we go through the stream, if I'm too quiet, if he's too quiet, or someone's too loud, just let me know on the Twitch stream, just because I have no way to monitor it. Nate said Twitch is good, so they can hear me. They can hear you, am03bam. That is good. So what I'm going to do, without any further ado, let's dive into the hacking. I'm going to share my screen. Now, here's the confusing part for those of you on Twitch. I'm sharing my screen, but it's not really my screen. We are going to have am03bam drive because I am always the guy on stream, and we're going to make him be the guy on stream. So I'm going to follow along on my other monitor. And what we're going to be working on, if there's any of you joining either on Discord, let me see if there's anyone here on Discord. We got a handful, well, two. If you count me, we have a handful. We have a few people here on Discord. We have a few people here on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow along, we are doing the sizzle box on Hack the Box. I would encourage you, even though this is a retired machine, it means there's walkthroughs available. Don't look at a walkthrough. My cat's eating insulation. Welcome to the stream, cat. But don't look at a walkthrough. Let's try to frustrate our way through this. We do have some tricks up our sleeves if we get too frustrated, and we'll see how it goes. But now I'm going to turn it over to am03bam, and I think how we'll do this is I'll kind of host and I'll ask questions. And so let's just begin with this question. The one thing that we have pulled up right now, am03bam, is a bunch of numbers behind you. We have some ports behind you. Explain to us a little bit about what is going on. What is the first step when it comes to Active Directory hacking or any type of network hacking like this? What are we looking at right here?
Sure. So the first thing you do is you read the machine tags of the box you're hacking so that you get a little bit of hints. And then
Good idea.
directly, so that already makes me very concerned reading some of the stuff like the constrained language mode and all of that. So it's going to be fun. But any case, so this is just Nmap results. So the reason we already have Nmap results is it's sort of the bane of the existence of any streamer that is doing box hacking, because Nmap does take quite a bit of time to execute. But what Nmap does is network scanning of various different IPs that you can give it. And it also does sort of the initial first step of enumeration on some of those ports. So Nmap is really an incredibly powerful tool to know when you're doing not just Active Directory security, but essentially any type of network security related things, because essentially it can tell you what ports or services are open and being hosted on one of these boxes, and then also start with that initial enumeration of giving you a little bit of feedback of what's actually being hosted on that specific port. So that's why it's a good place to start with these type of things. So Tyler, you ran Nmap for me a little bit earlier. I still have one of my other Nmap scans for all ports that is still running, and probably will finish the stream before that scan is done. But basically what I did was just imported those results from Nmap into a note-taking tool called Cherry Tree, which I quite like. I used Cherry Tree when I was doing my OCP, and just simply because it has a neat functionality in terms of how it orders notes for you and everything like that. So I just made some of the noticeable ports, the things that we should care about, I made them bold, and you'll see that I don't believe in any of the ephemeral ports there. So they are not going to be bold, because I'm not even going to waste my time with them tonight, because we don't have the time for those ones. But basically sort of what my process would be behind this, and I do know that I need to change my process a little bit for a capture the flag versus doing an actual assessment, because I do believe that the CTFs are a little bit more puzzle based and you're trying to solve a puzzle versus sort of like performing a security assessment of something. So I will have to try and change sort of my way of doing things. But basically, I have a list of things that I would want to check, and I'll sort of explain my reasoning behind sort of getting to this list. But if we start here and we look at what's being exposed, then we can see that we have a nice FTP server. So we can also see that Nmap is already telling us that anonymous FTP login is allowed. Now, FTP is one of those golden services that can really sort of help you along with a lot of CTFs, and that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, if anonymous login is allowed, then the very first thing that we can do there is we can log into that FTP file system, and then we can try and read sensitive content. There's also this magical thing that specific versions of FTP, which I highly doubt it's this one, but like things like Pro FTP, sometimes if they're outdated, they lead to directory traversal, which means that you can read files outside of the actual FTP directory, which again can lead to a lot of privilege escalation vectors that you can execute there. But then the other thing we can do with FTP as well, which is a very, very popular combination, is if we have FTP and we have HTTP, then sometimes what we can do is with FTP, we can basically load in a web shell, and then using HTTP, we can access that web shell again. And that is something you actually see out there in the wild, not necessarily with FTP, but I was on assessment where we literally saw a network file share being hosted as a website. So, I mean, that was just begging for a web shell to be dropped there, which we did, and then got access to that host. Which was nice. So FTP, one of the ports we want to check, so we can tell ourselves that, okay, FTP anonymous seems open, so worthwhile for us to investigate there. Then we have a DNS port, so the main port, which is normally associated with something like domain controllers and Active Directory as well. So not any real thing that we can use here. Sometimes you can do something like a DNS zone transfer, which will just give you a bunch of different entries, which you can use then for further hacking. But I mean, since this is a single host, we're probably not going to look at that as well. Then nicely, we have port 80 and port 443 open. So with these two ports, we probably want to go look at what's being hosted there. Sometimes it's a website, sometimes there's some nice AppSec vulnerabilities that we can exploit, like SQL injection, unrestricted file upload, remote code execution as a feature. All of those wonderful vulnerabilities that might be able to get us that initial access. So on our to check list, we'll say that we probably want to do those type of things there as well. Then, because this is a domain controller and we have a couple of hints telling us that it's a domain controller, as I mentioned, we can see that DNS is being hosted. We can see that we have the Microsoft Windows Active Directory LDAP that is being listed. So there's a bunch of little hints here that's telling us that it's a domain controller. And for that reason, there's a couple of enumeration things that we want to do. So one of them is enum for Linux. The other one is LDAP enumeration, but I can't for the death of me remember how you do LDAP enumeration. So we're going to learn again tonight if it gets to the point where we want to do that. And then we can see that one of my favorite ports is open, which is port 445, which is for SMB. So definitely need to check out if there's any SMB shares that we have available there. And then we get to a point where things start to get interesting with a couple of these higher range ports. But it leads me to believe that because we are getting a return that there might be a certificate authority that is being hosted here, I do believe that it's worthwhile for us to check some ADCS stuff. So maybe a little bit of certify that we can use here. If we have a CA that's being hosted there, maybe there's a nice little certificate authority thing that we can do if they have actually enabled any of the templates. I know by default the two templates that are allowed is the user and the machine template, and that CVE that was found for certificates, I can search for a CVE 2022 certify, should give it to me. That one right there, so 26923. What's nice about that one is there was a way that if you had the ability to add a new machine account to the domain, you could basically abuse that to request a certificate for the domain controller. And with a certificate for the domain controller, because client authentication is allowed for that certificate, you would have the ability to then authenticate or get a Kerberos ticket as that specific domain controller. With that being said, one interesting thing is we don't see our Kerberos port being open, which is port 88, if memory serves me right. I know it's in the 80 range. So that's something to check. So we might have to force NTLM authentication. And then lastly, we can see there's some message framing protocol here that might be something to look into. So with all of that said, I would say that would be a decent list to start with. So I don't know if you have some input there. You think I'm missing anything here?
Spot on. Yeah, those are the things I noticed. The only other thing I would add, this is just for the stream side of it, for those of you watching on Twitch, if you do have any questions as we go through this, I know that you can't voice chat on Twitch, but I am watching the comments. So feel free to drop a comment if there's something you notice that we don't notice or something you want us to try to explain in a little more detail for you. Our goal in this is, yes, our goal is to, root this box, but ultimately our goal is to teach. So even if that means slowing down and explaining some of these concepts, we're happy to do that. But no, I don't see anything that you missed. This looks good. I'm glad to not be the person on the keyboard this time. Like, cool. It's a lot of pressure when you're like trying, at least for me, when I'm trying to, I'm still learning all of this. So I'm trying to like learn it and explain it, remember how to do stuff while I'm knowing people are watching me. Like it's like someone standing over your shoulder watching what you're doing, which can make it it's always a little more difficult.
Yeah, there's definitely stress involved there. The nice thing is I remember half of my stuff, not anymore. So I'm definitely going to have a couple of issues here. So for that reason, there's no stress if you already know it's gonna cause an issue. So maybe one of the things that I should do first is let's just actually get this IP address. Okay, so it seems like in Hack the Box we just press copy. So if we just remember that one, that will be important for us now. That's our Hail Mary for later if nothing else works. Cool. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do is FTP. I wonder if I still have a decent FTP server here. Yes, it seems like FTP is still a legitimate thing that are on these boxes. So we'll do FTP on that one. Let's see, I'm going to do anonymous. I can spell it today, and then the password's just going to be test because it can be whatever. Okay, we're logged in there. Okay, and I don't see that there's anything being hosted there. So that's our first one that's not panning out. Let me see, is there an echo here? Maybe not. Otherwise, what we can do is let's just do documents and then touch hello.txt. And let's go put hello, come on, txt, access denied. Okay, so we're not allowed to write to this specific thing. We're not allowed to get some files. Since it's Windows FTP, I mean, it doesn't even help to try to do these type of things. But win.ini. Parameters incorrect. Let's do get. Yeah, can't access no such file in directory. Okay, so anonymous, a login is working. Can't add files to the share. Also, no files in the share.
I'm just gonna pause you real quick. I understand what you're doing with the .. But I know some people might be watching this who are new to this or just. I'm thinking of someone with like the knowledge of like a security plus. They have some theoretical ideas but haven't done this practically. Can you just explain why you're doing the .. there? What are you attempting to do?
Sure. So basically, all file systems use a path. So if we look on Kali, then I'm currently under home/Kali/documents, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm restricted to the documents that we see in this document folder, right? So one thing that I can do is if I do an ls-al and I want to look at what's being hosted under the Kali root. And what I can do is a // is going to move me one directory up. So now you can see when I run that command, you can actually see the entire directory for Kali. And if we do this again, // then now we should be in the home folder. And if we do it again, then we should be in the root folder of the entire machine. Now, what we're trying to do by doing a // is essentially, let's say that we were hosting a FTP server under documents, but it was vulnerable to directory traversal. Then what we could do is by basically having // we can force it to go back to the web root. And then if we do something like cat etc password // even though I'm in the documents directory, right, we're pushing it all the way back to the root. And then from there, we are going back and trying to get the etc password, which we can see here is something that's working. Now, some FTP servers were vulnerable to that. So FTP was meant to restrict you to only uploading or downloading documents within that specific directory. However, with a directory traversal vulnerability, you could actually download or upload documents outside of the FTP root. So it was actually a very common thing that happened with these FTP servers until they realized that they probably need to improve the security. But it could essentially allow you to then pull a file that was not intended to be exposed by FTP. So the // are there just to test whether it's vulnerable. And the best way to test whether it's vulnerable is to know what type of files is being hosted on the machine. So when it's a Linux machine, 99% of the times the etc password file will be a file that's there. So that's a good file to try and recover. And on Windows, you have the win.ini file, which is a good file to try and recover to test directory traversal. So I hope that explains it.
It does. And actually, we just had someone on Twitch asked, what is the win.ini file? You know, if you weren't able to get that, what would you use that for?
You won't be able to use it for anything. It doesn't do anything. It's just, you know that it's a default file. What does it do? Let's learn together. But it's basically just a ini file, and it stores basic settings like the boot time. So because it's a file that's universal on all Windows machines, that's why you would get it. But if you get the win.ini file, it doesn't do anything. If you actually do find that you have directory traversal, right, then what usually is a very excellent thing to do on a Windows machine. So let's quickly do this. So if we have, let's just do a system file here. So usually on Windows systems, when you install FTP and you install sort of the IIS suite for hosting web applications, then it looks something like this, if memory serves me correctly, FTP root. So I think that web root is wrong. That should be something else, like www or something like that. But basically, if we are in FTP root here, right, and we have the ability to do directory traversal, then what I would do is a // and we'll do all of the // to get back to the C directory. But even just a one // will allow me to go here and do something like shell ASPX because it's IIS. So we'll do that, and we'll see there's nothing in the FTP root. However, in the web root where IIS is currently listening, we can see that we placed a shell file. And that will essentially allow us to call that shell file and get remote code execution from the web server. So you'd use something like the win.ini file to test whether directory traversal is possible. And if it is, then you can look at either placing a file at the correct location or even reading files. So for example, let's say you want to look at their login page. Remember, there's a lot of processing that happens server-side that when you view source on your browser, you don't see that information. So then you can use FTP directory traversal to basically read the source code of a web application and use that to try and find some vulnerability. So I hope that explains it.
It does, yeah. And for those of you watching on Twitch, if you have any follow-up questions, feel free to drop them. Otherwise, yeah, I say we're good to keep moving. Thank you for the explanation.
Okay. Cool. So our first thing does nothing. Let's go for HTTP and HTTPS. I'm going to group those two together. Okay, so browser time. Let's see what we can see there. So we'll do HTTP, and I already forgot my IP. Okay, let's see if there's anything that is being hosted there. Okay, we get a lovely shot of some bacon.
I guess the name of the box is sizzle, right? So we see some bacon sizzling.
I mean, this is the last thing I want to see, like 20 minutes past 5 in the morning. It's just making me hungry. So one other thing that we need to look for is that we can have virtual hosting. And if we have virtual hosting, then what happens is when we give it the IP address, it will give us a specific website, versus when we give it like a host name, a DNS host name, it will do something else. So one thing that we can do just to make sure as a sanity check is we'll do a sudo vim into our etc hosts file. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll basically add a couple of static hosts to this thing. We could also enable DNS and everything like that, but I don't think we need to go all the way there today. So what we'll do is we'll add this entry. No. And then what we're going to do to determine sort of like what websites are available, where's my Nmap results? Then we can see here that, for example, on port 443, a SSL certificate was generated with the common name of sizzle.hatethebox.local. So I need to fix this. I hate that Cully's Vim is like the clicky of the button does things. I need to go fix that. This is a fresh Cully, so it's not yet been fully configured. But any case, as I was back on the point, so basically we're adding a couple of static routes, because now I can do something like ping sizzle hackthebox.local, and we can see we get a ping back because it is now resolving that address. And now for our own sanity, just to make sure whether they're hosting something using virtual hosting, we'll do sizzle.hackthebox.local. And we get bacon. Okay, cool. So bacon it is. We'll just take a screenshot of that one as well so that we know that we're still getting bacon. Now what we can do is let's go for HTTPS, because maybe there's something different there. Yes, I will accept the risk of your self-signed certificate and more bacon. So it seems like literally bacon is, geez, like I have one too many screens here. Bacon is the order of the day. Okay, so it seems like we're not getting anything on this one. We can do a little bit of view sourcing, making sure, and we can see that it's 100% just a GIF that's being hosted there, or GIF, depending on your religion. Basically, I call it GIF, like a normal person. But let's not start a holy war here for that reason. Any case, okay. But with that being said, one of the things that is worthwhile to note here is that just because there's nothing directly under the root doesn't mean that there's not actually something legitimate being hosted. There can be a folder like admin, for example, or there can be, I don't know, there's a bunch of different things that can actually be here. And remember, essentially when you do this, what this is actually doing is it's doing this, index.html or index.aspx. So by default, it's requesting the default page for that folder, right? So let's say we had a admin directory. It's telling us 404 not found. That doesn't mean that the admin directory doesn't exist. It just means that index.html does not exist under admin. So for that reason, maybe they named it admin.html or admin.aspx or whatever, right? We would not know. So for that reason, we do a little bit of web scanning, or basically we call it directory and file brute forcing. So it's something that I haven't done in ages. So we are going to have to learn together. Now I know that there's a new tool called gobuster, and when I say new tool, I don't even have it installed. But gobuster was sort of like the go-to thing to use for this. So let's actually go get gobuster, because it is a decent directory enumeration tool. So let's see if there's a quick install.
Yeah, I used to use dirbuster because I'm a noob and it has a GUI, but I know it's slower than the
Exactly.
other one.
I also use like dirbuster was like the go-to thing. Ugh, you have to install it using Go. That's disgusting. No, I'm not. I refuse. Hold up. I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary here. Install gobuster. Otherwise, I'll download the directory. Hey, there we go. APT for the win. Okay, and let's also, while we're at it, let's look at the parameters we're going to use for this. Do we need the mode? I don't think so. Virtual hosting, no, I think we're just going to run like a normal one. Installed for me now. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's run it with the absolute, oh, and first things first, so one of the things that I downloaded, so you do get on Kali, you get user share word list, and you can see dirbuster with all of its wonderful sort of like word lists that are being hosted there. The one thing that's really, really a good thing to get for yourself is called the sec list. So this is basically, okay, so let me just take a step back. When we are going to do this enumeration, right, we are basically throwing a Hail Mary of trying to find like a common name for something. And the only way we can find those common names is if we have these massive lists of what the common names usually are. Now, while you can use the built-in list of Kali, I have found that these sec lists usually yield quite a bit more or better results. So you can just look for sec list, word list, and then it will take you to GitHub. And from there, you can download the sec list, which has a bunch of different things. Now, I mean, for example, we are currently in a discovery phase, and we are in a discovery phase for web content. And you can see there's a bunch of different ones here that you can use. So let's say, for example, it's a Jenkins application, or it's a JBoss application, or it's IIS, like in our case, we use this. But the nice thing is for most of them, they already just simply have a common .txt, which is a very good sort of word list to start off with. And then from there, you will be able to go for a little bit of something else. So let's just go back to our documents and then go into Hack the Box. And I think I still have something for Sizzle, right? Yes. Okay, cool. So let's do gobuster. And let's actually see how we do gobuster. It's been a while. DNS, don't care about any of that. Can't I just do the normal one? -u for URL, HTTP. Let's see if that's going to work. And what did we do? We did sizzle.hackthebox.local. Cool. And then we do have a word list that we want to use. So OPT sec list, discovery, web content, and let's just do common. Okay, no. Okay, common. Getting used to Kali again. That's rough. I think that's it. URL and word list will throw that. Okay, we don't have that parameter anymore. Why don't we have that parameter anymore? Come on, man.
You're doing dash. Well,
am I just blind? I don't want to do any of these options. Okay, maybe I need to specify dir mode, right? Like maybe it's just being.
You might have to fuzz.
Let's do this. Gobuster dir -h. Geez, let me just open this to a full screen so that I can read what I'm doing. Dir // expand method. What other methods do I have? Uses fuzzing mode, no help. S3, I don't know. I don't want to do virtual hosting. I don't. Okay, so then it's definitely directory and file driven. See, I've done this way too long. I remember gobuster was -u. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to do a flag, which is just like a word list. And then let's put this at the back. So we'll take that out. Go. And let's chuck this at the end. Flag URL. What do you mean? Wait. Yeah, now it's -u. Oh, come on. Now you're just messing with me here. There we go. Okay, cool. So this thing is running. Geez, that's fast. And it's going to do a couple of things. We can see images, which is expected because we have our lovely picture of bacon being hosted there. While that one runs, let's actually look at, okay, we got some other stuff, but that's fine. Let's actually look at the rest of our list here. So we can do enum for Linux. So let's actually get that sorted. So let's say ad enum, and then from here we'll do, no, did not want to copy that one here again. Enum for Linux. Cool. Geez, like why is, I did not even turn on verbose. It's just doing that. Okay, let's see if I have enum for Linux. We'll make that a little bit bigger. Yes, I do have enum for Linux. Cool. What are my options? Enum for Linux, and let's just YOLO give it sizzle.actthebox.local. Cool,
That's
that
how
works.
I do it. That's
magic.
I don't even look at the options. I just do the easy way. That does everything.
Exactly. Yeah, let's have some fun with that one. Okay, so that one's running. This one is giving me verbose output. What did it find? We have index. Okay, yeah, we have images. That's to be expected. Okay. So maybe I was onto something because you can see here we do have ADCS that's listening. So, okay, so ADCS has a couple of interfaces that it exposes. One of those interfaces is a human interface, which is a website called Enroll. So I don't know anyone that works in like a large corporate environment and everything like that. You might have had to sort of like request a certificate for yourself. So by default, ADCS has a website called like Enroll Cert Server. I can't remember the exact URL, but the nice thing about that is that URL allows you to basically go and say, hey, I want to request a certificate. Maybe this is a one-hop to DA if we can get a certificate for domain administrator or something like that. So let me just actually make some decent notes. I'm just going to do this so that I miss all of the pictures of bacon, because otherwise I'm just going to get more sadder. So let's copy out that line. Let's copy out that line, which has broken itself not in a great way. Cool, and let's copy out that one. Now we can see we're getting some 301s. So 301 is a redirect, and then we get a 401, which means unauthorized. Those are HTTP codes. So the HTTP codes, the easy way to remember it is 200 codes means that things went well. 300 codes means we're taking you somewhere else. 400 codes means you did something wrong. 500 codes means the web server did something wrong. And that's basically the easy way to remember them. But 401 is a unauthorized, so it means no touchy for now. But we'll get there. Let's add this one. Cool. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but okay, and it's finished. So cool, we have that enumeration done. Wait, I should not delete those lines, otherwise I'm going to see bacon. Okay, and this one seems like it got absolutely nothing. Unable to connect. Yeah, okay, cool. It seems like this was a absolute that. So let's just take all of that. Jeez, that's bright. Chuck that into enum for Linux. We'll work through that output now as well. I just want to quickly go see the certificate role thing, so see what's happening there. HTTP sizzle hackthebox.local. Let's do a certificate enrollment. Please make it this easy. Forbidden access denied. Did I spell that correctly? Yes. Okay, am I doing something? No, not that, just that. Oh, that's for an entire folder. But why is it not redirecting me? Just quickly see. Okay, so
that's why.
and it also says you don't have permissions. Okay, so okay, this is definitely a 403 forbidden, which is good. It means that it is there, we're just not allowed to do it. But usually it should pop up for some authentication. Let's try the cert servers. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So this is the one for credentials.
It's just admin, right? And we can sign in and we're golden.
I mean, I wish, but this is usually AD authentication. So it's not admin, it's administrator. See, you have to get that right. No, it's not that. So we're not that lucky. We can try your admin as well, but it's probably not going to work. Okay, cool. So this is definitely something to look into, but this is not the initial infection vector, I believe. Okay. Cool. All right, enum for Linux. Let's quickly look at those results, see if we got anything. Can't find a workgroup domain. That's not great. Lookup status, no reply status. Services are not part. Okay, we have the domain SID. That's something, but not useful to us right now. Do command, access denied, access denied, access denied. That's magical. Do command reconnecting. That doesn't seem to work. Attempting to map shares, it wasn't able to map any shares, but that's also enum for Linux being a very old tool. Protocol, access denied, access denied, access denied, and no data. Cool, okay. So 0 data from enum for Linux. Okay, so let's check our list here. So I'll say done. For that one, I'll say stuff to still check. Okay, I'll say this one is done, and then what I'll do is SMB shares next. Okay, you remember how to enumerate SMB shares. SMB map, I think, is the tool. Yes.
Here's a question for you. This might make no sense, but I know when I use enum for Linux, sometimes I have to put in the etc host file the exact name of the domain, which looking at the Nmap scan is http.local. If you update your etc host file with http.local and then run enum for Linux at it, you might get different results, or I might just be making that up.
What is the one? What are you saying?
So just
like
that. Do that. Yeah, and I'll do a enum for Linux again, but just do http.local instead of sizzle.http.local. I know it sounds crazy, but I've had this issue before.
Okay. I wanted to use that terminal, but now it's being used for enum for Linux. Okay, let's see if that gets me any other results. No, wrong key. No, still wrong key. There we go. That's the right key. SMB map. Let's learn together again how to do SMB. Jeez, man, you forget so many stuff when tools just do it automatically for you. So dash host. Okay, I can get behind that parameter. Let's actually make a note here. Okay, so SMB map dash h, and then we'll do sizzle.hackthebox.local, but we'll also do one for just the IP, and that's just to help with the entire Kerberos thing as well. Okay, what else? I don't have a username or a password, don't have a share, return the OS version, that might be useful. Actually, OS version. We can throw a kernel exploit or something at it. Share drive, no, don't have anything there. File content search, don't have anything there. Okay, and yeah, that seems, what's that dash D that they're using? Oh, domain. Dash D for sizzle.hackthebox.local. Okay, SMB map, let's go for the basic one first. Sizzle.hackthebox.local. See if that gets us anywhere. It says IP, a name unknown. That's not great. What if I give it a dash V? Okay, so it can get me the windows, but nothing else. Let's try it with just the IP, so that will be 10.129.40.246. Emap. Nothing there. Okay, let's try to do with our actual thing here. I'm not seeing any shares, or am I blind? Could you suggest, Tyler, something else? SMB client, perhaps, but
That's what I
I
always
don't
do.
think.
Just see if
I
you
think
can list them out.
Okay.
You know, it's SMB client dash capital L, I believe, to list.
Yeah.
And //
Cool. I'll add my slashes now. That didn't work. Maybe it's because.
Drive. Yeah.
No password.
Whatever.
Okay.
So we can list some
Cool,
stuff. We have
magical.
operations there and cert enroll and some other stuff.
And department shares.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Admin don't care. C drive don't care. Cert enroll. That's definitely something to look into. Department shares. That's something to look into. IPC we can't do anything. Net logon we can't. Operations maybe. And then sysful. The reason I'm not marking the other stuff is you need credentials to do literally anything on those shares. And if any CTF tells you otherwise, I'm going to be very annoyed. Because that's no. You can't open your admin share to not having credentials. That's Eternal Blue, your favorite, Tyler. So, no.
Yeah, you haven't. I don't know why you haven't tried that yet. That should have been your first step.
No, I'm not going there. Okay, cool. So let's look at these ones. So I'm pretty sure I can then do this, right? To just continue on my winning streak, right?
You have to take away the -L. Then it will try to connect to it.
Oh, okay. But I wanted to list if there's any folders under it.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Keep the -L then.
Let's see. Okay, that doesn't seem to be happy with me. Okay, let's try your method there. Let's try to connect to it.
Yeah.
Access denied.
Access denied. So we at least know that.
Okay, cool. All right, so that one's not great. Let's just make a note here for ourselves.
You should check that enum for Linux thing. I'm curious.
You think it's better? This does not look better. It didn't work. Let's see. No.
Nothing.
No. Nada.
I must be making that up. I probably did something else wrong at some point in time and accidentally fixed it by doing that.
Okay. Cool. So that one, then let's do department shares. Now, I wonder, we probably need quotes now, right?
Yeah. Hey.
Okay. This is positive. Okay. Wait. Now, let's fix our note taking first. Because otherwise, I don't care about that. I'm gonna keep that access denied. Now this is why it's nice, because now we can create a sub-node called department shares. Cool. Now with that in there, let's take that one there. Do a copy. Geez, like it copies horrifically in today. Usually it copies better. Okay, any case, there's a bunch of information here. Okay, let's do a CD to accounting. Nothing in accounting.
Make you do everyone.
CD to audit. There's a better way, I know, and people are probably shouting at me right now of like, why am I not automating this, or why am I not using like a regex expression, or people shout at me a lot. Ooh, there's offshore.
Offshore banking. even more.
There has to be a better way. But all of these things are reading 0, which tells me that there's not really data in them. You can see there that's 0 bytes. Okay, let's just speed run this.
Nate said his automation is to let the guy in stream enumerate for him. So you are the automation.
That's fine. I'll happily play that role this time in the morning. And this is interesting. Hold up. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I might know a trick. So we'll open a folder. We'll press Control L, I think. SMB sizzle dot hackthebox dot local department shares. That's correct, right? Yep. Yeah, department shares. And let's see. Yes, anonymous.
Oh, interesting. I've never done that before.
Ah, come on. What if I just do that? Failed to open. Okay. I was sure I could do a anonymous connection to it. Let's try that again. The apartment shares. Yeah, anonymous. Okay, doesn't want to play with us. Back to manual enumeration.
It wants to watch you suffer.
That's okay.
At 5:46 in the morning.
CEO protected. Let's see how protected your CEO protected really is. I mean, if there's no files in there, I'd say that's very protected. DevOps, let's do a dir. Nothing. So the one other thing is I mean, I haven't tested whether we have the ability to actually add files anywhere here, but we'll get to that. HR might be nice. Benefits, let's see what the company benefits are. Nothing.
I wonder if there's any like in new hire documents if we have some users or anything like that.
Yeah, I see the users one there as well. Let's see, payroll, maybe there's some salary information. Okay, I keep forgetting this is a CTF, so let's go back. Let's see. Okay, let's look at InfoSec. That might be something interesting, although it might just be an empty folder. Yes, it's an empty folder. Let's quickly look at IT. Nothing there. Let's see. Security. Nothing. Let's go to users. Let's see what's there. Couple of users, but all of them seem to be empty as well. But this might be a nice list. But no, we can't ace repros because we don't have Kerberos. So your second favorite technique we also can't do. So just to burst your bubble before you get too excited. But this is good. This is giving us, and that Amanda seems to have an admin account as well. So that's something we can look at. Okay, let's just do a quick thing. Okay, just give me my commands quickly. What if I just do put hello.txt? Wait, where's my I can't. Oh, I think I'm in the Kali directory. So let's just do touch hello.txt. Cool. Access denied. Okay. So user permissions might be good here, but we'll check each of these ones. Access denied. The first, see. I mean, it's a 0 directory, so there shouldn't be any. No, access denied. Bob. Touch. No, Don't touch. Nothing. This is getting sad. Like almost an hour in and we haven't even gotten a foothold yet.
You're welcome to my live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
See why I don't do these boxes? I can promise you on client estates it's much easier to get initial foothold. No, nothing there. Henry's not gonna work for us. Let's try Mr. Joder. Put hello.txt. Not gonna work there. Jose. Okay, that was, yeah, you see, I'm doing the command too many times now. Let's see. What the hell is, okay, geez, we have some lead person here. Maybe that should have stand out. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, it doesn't work. Man. Okay. CD Morgan.
It's probably Mr. Ben with a 3.
What's these names? LR2XT.
You don't see names like this when you do assessments for AD environments?
No, I don't. There's an interesting thing that if you want to be secure, so one of my fellow colleagues did a presentation on it, where if you want to be secure, just put an emoticon in your actual username. So he did a pizza emoji, and you'd be surprised at how many like AllSec tools just break because it can't handle UTF. So yeah, he literally did that, and like bloodhound stopped executing. It's magic. We have a public folder. Put hello.txt. Okay, we can put something in a public folder. I mean, it doesn't help us at all. Okay, let's just make a couple of notes here. So what we'll say is loot, and we'll say found a couple of usernames in the file shares. Okay, let's just add that. List. Cool, then we say we have the ability to add files to the public folder. Not really useful at this point. Okay. What else do we have? HTTP and HTTPS is hosting cert enroll. So maybe get creds, get cert, get D8. That's a pipe dream. Okay, let's go back to the to-check list. I'll say found stuff to tool check. Maybe there's something else there, but all of those look to be 0. Okay, held up enumeration. Ugh. I don't want to do held up enumeration. Okay, let's just quickly see if there's not something else on these shares. What's that ZZ archive? And that's, ooh, geez, okay. That's a lot of files. Add complete PPTX, add merge RAM, confirm unprotect, convert, he's like convert join, copy publish, debug move, debug use. This is a lot of files. I should probably request them, right? Is that gonna work?
Wouldn't stand out to you right away. Kind of glancing through.
No. Not really. For you?
Nope. They do not.
Okay, let's copy this list. I mean, if I have to go read a document to pull credentials from it,
we're gonna be watching movies and listening to music pretty soon from these files, trying to see if there's listen to the audio backwards and there's like a secret code or something.
I mean, let's pull the document first. So let's just do get. Okay, did we get that one? wrong key. I'm pretty sure confirm unprotect. Yeah, let's quickly go view that thing. I mean, it's a Word document. How can this thing not have LibreOffice?
Yeah, I always fold to my Windows machine with my shared folder.
Okay. I just need to make sure that I'm not showing something on stream I shouldn't. LibreOffice. Oh, that's nice. That's our doc.
So if you use like the I don't even know how to say it, the EXIF tool, you know, where you see if is there anything in the details of the document that might be of interest to us. I doubt it, but I know that was on one of the Hack the Box machines recently.
I mean, I can't do an EXIF tool. Let's try your EXIF tool there. Let's just actually open. Is it automatically installed? EXIF.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, file. File name, directory,
Nothing.
modifications. Entire file is binary zeros. That's a lie. Okay. Geez, am I gonna have to pull all of these docs? Convert, join. Let's pull one more, and
sure.
Let's pull one more.
If you look at the size, they're all the same exact size though. All these docs, they're 419, 430. I bet they're all that
I
same
think
thing.
this is a red herring, if I'm being honest. So, but I'm willing to go the distance. Let's see, convert, join. Yeah. That's not very nice of them. Okay, cool. So I'll just say, yeah, bunch of documents on the drive. What drive was that? So it said archive. However, no real good info can come back to this. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna pull each of these, especially as you pointed out, that was a good find that they're all the same size. Man, maybe it's taxes. Maybe there's some taxes. I mean, there's taxes.
Oh my goodness.
But these all seem empty. Why is everything empty here? I guess screw that.
I'm not. Box. My goodness.
Jeez, like, this is too early for me. Oh wait, I didn't check something else. Let's just go to that ZZ. What was it? Underscore archive, right? Put hello. Okay, we can put a file, yeah? Let's just maybe also add something to that file. So vim hello.txt, and then we say, this is very, very sad. Cool. Now let's do this. Put please. Okay. There. Okay, cool. So we can actually write bytes to the thing. You see, that's not one unique file. Let's also just go back and do the same at that other directory. Public. Where's our file? Wait, where's the file? We did put that on the public, right?
Yep, we did.
I don't believe you. I need to see this for myself.
The zap?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we definitely put it there. Okay, that's
it was Ben. It was Ben with a 3 deleted that file. I know it.
He thought it was a virus, so
like,
I'll show him what a virus is. So, okay, but this is interesting. Okay, that might actually be something. Let's see if we can. No, I pressed Control C. That was not what I wanted to do.
Let me know if you want a 5-minute break ever, and I can throw up the 5-minute timer, or you can be like me and just not take a break. But
I don't believe in breaks, but if you need a break, let me know.
I don't need one, especially now that I'm not the one doing it. I hate taking breaks. Like, I tried it before, but then like when I'm focused on something, I don't like stopping.
So when I do those simulation exercises, I'll sit at that desk for like 4 to 5 hours, not drinking or eating anything, not taking a break. It's very unhealthy.
It's very healthy. We were talking about mental health in my last interview. That's a good way to pursue mental health.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I want to see this file disappear again. What's our time now?
Just say the magic word, abracadabra.
Says it's 0, 0. Yeah. How can it be 0, 0? Date? Okay. Let's see. He's like, time is roughly wrong. Give me a there.
It's pretty close to my time. That's an hour away from my actual time right now.
No, it's 6 o'clock here already. So, making good headway. Let's see if this thing is gonna disappear again. I don't know. Okay, yeah, it disappeared again.
Abracadabra.
Okay, so what do we do with this? That tells me that something's interacting with something here, but I don't know how to actually exploit that. I mean, can I just drop malware and have someone run it for me?
Yeah, how are they interacting with it, right? Because they're not. Are they opening it and then deleting it? Like, is the script that's running opening the document and deleting it? I guess the only way you know is by dropping something there that will call back.
Ask for directory interaction. I mean, I'm searching very blind here now. Okay, let's think about this. They're interacting with the file, but I don't know what to do with that.
Do some Googling on my end too. For those of you, I know there's a few of you on Discord, those of you on stream, if you have any ideas.
I mean, I can host an executable, but I don't think it's that simple. Like, it can't be that simple. I mean, let's see something. Okay, let's see. That's a very simple PowerShell file. So sorry, I was lost there. But basically, I'm hosting a small little PowerShell file that's going to make, crap, that's going to do a HTTPS request. That's not what I want. HTTP. So it's basically just going to make a small HTTP request to me. Let's just put that file there. Okay. So if something were to interact with that file and actually execute the file for us, then we should be able to see a small little HTTP request here. Then we know it's as simple as just hosting like a PowerShell or binary or something like that. But I think it can't be that simple. So it has to be like a delete operation or something that they're calling on the directory. So I want to see.
See what Ben does. Come on, Ben, open it.
Yeah, Mr. Ben. Okay, so the file's gone. And no interaction. Okay, so that tells us that they're only interacting with the directory, not with the file. So we can't really host anything and just and they'll just open it. Simply directory. See, I'm a lead hacker. I'm looking for SMB hacks. Yeah, that I know. We've done that. IPC share, enumeration. We've done all of the enumeration.
Gotta do that LDAP enumeration.
I don't want to. Not when there's a file, like I want to rabbit hole now. Because there's a file that is doing something. So
yeah,
like this seems like an appropriate amount of time to like do a thing, execute. SMB relay attack. What about this? SMB trap. The Windows library automatically tries to authenticate to a host when a page tries to access some content via SMB. So for example, that, okay, but that, how do we host that on a file share? I know you can host this in like an email. We've done that before. So when SMB outbound traffic is allowed, you can do this, and then you literally intercept SMB authentication attempts like over the internet. But there has to be, because you see, there has to be a way that we can do this for SMB trap on directory. Just quickly see. No. What about this? SMB force authentication when viewing directory. No. So fix that first. SMB trap. See, it's just finding me useful stuff, and I need hacking stuff here. There has to be a way to do this. Anything on your side?
I've just been watching and booting up Kali right now. I'm gonna mess around with some stuff on my small monitor. If it would stop covering your monitor, for those of you watching on Twitch, I apologize that VirtualBox keeps covering the monitor. There we go. No, I'm puzzled.
I'm like, this has to be something like,
yeah,
this is the rabbit hole I'll die in, but it has to be this. Like it has to be.
You exploit it.
Hmm.
But yeah, it has to be. We see file interaction. That was a good catch when you noticed that.
Does no one on stream have some help for us here?
Nope. Everybody's hopeless. we're all stuck together.
It has to be this, but I just need to. There has to be a way that you can do that.
Kill my stupid cat. One second. Cat, no. Don't eat freaking fiberglass, you stupid cat. My goodness.
Okay. Hold up. This might be something. Why do you use an organization? Write permissions for unauthenticated users. It's possible to Yes, this is it. This is it. To obtain password hashes of domain users from interpreter shells. Gathering hashes. It is not new that shell command files can be used. Okay, I'm learning something new today. It is not new that shell command files can be used to perform a limited set of operations, such as showing the Windows desktop operating. However, an SCF file can be used to access a specific UNC path, which allows the penetration tester to build an attack. I did not know this. The code below can be placed inside a text file, which then needs to be planted on a network share, which we have. Am I blind? Is this what we need?
Seems like it.
Icon file. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how SCF files fully work. I've never played with them around, but if I had to guess here, then because it's loading a icon from a remote location, that will create a network-based authentication attempt. Yeah, so saving this text file will make the file executed when the user just browses the file. Okay, they're deleting it, so I don't know if they're browsing it. Maybe this is not it. Adding the @ symbol in front of the file name will place on the top of the shared drive. Okay, so it's just the first file. Responder needs to execute with the following parameters to capture it. Okay. Are we going to try this?
I mean, I have literally no idea what else to try.
Old app enumeration, and I'm not going down that hellhole, so I refuse. Okay, so let's quickly see.
I'll do that on the side. If there's anything interesting, I'll let you know, but I doubt it.
Cool. Okay, so it needs to be a .scf file. So let's do pentest lab.scf. Okay, let's quickly do this. So first line we have is shell command equals to icon file equals, and then what's my IP again? That one. Share pentest lab.ico. We'll do it exactly like they are doing it. Taskbar command equals toggle desktop.
All right, while you do this, I'll be right back. I'm kicking my cat out of my office. I'll be right back.
The cat has been fired. Cool. Okay. Let's do responder first. Okay. That is responder. We have our file. Now we chuck it in.
All right, are you domain admin yet?
No, but I might be. paintestlab.scf. Okay, so there's our file. I'm literally following this paintest blog post to the Mac. So put dir. Okay, our file is there. Our responder is listening, so the flags that they gave me for responder did not want to work, so I just went back to my vanilla flag. So that might be one thing to check out. Come on, now I just want this file to disappear. We can see what happened.
Did you see the time last time? It seems to run like every, what, 2 to 3 minutes?
I think it's on a minute timer. Gotcha. I'm just going to keep here spamming it, not doing anything else more productive until it disappears.
Yeah, so my basement's not finished and my cat was down here trying to eat the freaking fiberglass out of all things. Like, how stupid can you be? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, you dumb kid.
I mean, have you tried eating fiberglass, right? Like, who are you to judge? If you
don't knock it unless you tried it. Oh,
come on, why is my file not disappearing? Let's also just okay. Let's not be hasty. Let's give it a minute, and we haven't gotten anything yet. No. Come on. But it seems like they are putting a different file there as well. So let's do this. Okay. Now the two files are there. Please. The suspense is killing me.
I'm looking at the LDAP enumeration stuff right now. I'm not seeing anything too interesting yet.
Yeah, like, I think you can only really do... Okay, wait, the files disappeared. Did I get something? No, nothing. Now, is that because I'm doing something wrong? Let's quickly read here. Responder needs to execute with the following parameters. Y-WRF. When the user will browse the share, the connection will be established automatically from his system to the UNC. Windows will try to authenticate to that share with that. During the authentication process, yes, that all I understand 100%. I mean, we can use that. I'm not getting credentials. And I want credentials. Am I missing something? Config. WPAD, auth proxy. I'm pretty sure those are fine. Oh no, wait. DNS needs to be, but DNS is on.
Nate said he looked at a walkthrough, but he's keeping his mouth shut. I wonder how difficult it is according
just
to
tell me, Nate, am I going down a rabbit hole? Just tell me that, because this is such a delectable rabbit hole. And like, if I'm going down a rabbit hole, I need to know so that I can stop crying. Like, what am I missing here? Let's look at that file. Wait, spot the issue. Spot the issue. Tell me if you can see it, Tyler. What am I doing wrong?
Okay. You need to set the IP to your hack the box IP, my friend.
Jeez, I copied the right IP, I promise. I think it's that 10.0 of my NAT adapter. So okay, we're not out of the woods yet. We are not yet down on our luck.
He said it's not a rabbit hole, so we're doing the right
Okay,
thing.
okay, no,
Then
then this has okay, yeah, thanks. That's all I needed to hear. Then I'll continue marching on. Geez, like I have so many dirs. And then let's just put hello.txt there as well. Okay, cool. Here we go. Pressing there again. Okay, if this is not a rabbit hole, it's magic. Because then I'm learning something new. Because I can't say that honestly that I've worked with like SCF files before, and would be interesting for me, like if you are just doing things on the directory, does that actually mean that you're interacting with the file? Because if that is, then I mean, this is a lovely trap to deploy on like any network writable share to start getting things in. I think it's actually that the file is being executed. So it's not that nice.
Oh my goodness, my cat made it back down here. Watch his hat, cat.
Just give him a little piece of fiberglass while he sits on your lap and happy and content. Okay, wait, that's finished. And I'm still not getting anything. What am I missing? Okay, that's definitely my IP. That's definitely my stuff. Okay, a rabbit hole in this. What am I doing wrong? Is it the responder parameters? Maybe. Let's remove that flag as well. That will change this. Okay, that just does LM downgrading. Okay, let's try this again. This file is correct, right? Like shell command to icon file / that taskbar command toggle desktop.
Looks correct to me.
Okay, let's just rename it from something like pentest. Let's just make it mine. Just if like there's like some wacky CTF thing that it doesn't.
I don't know if you notice the ratings on this box. It's rated as a 5, and I haven't seen that very often. And usually, like the really CTF machines get bad ratings, so it shouldn't have too much CTF type stuff.
I mean, so far it's not very CTF, so like I have to give them props for that. Hello.txt. I mean, if it's not this, like, I don't know, am I missing something? Because if this is not a rabbit hole, if this is what I'm going to do, then, yeah, like, why are you not working?
So nobody,
that looks fine.
Nobody Nate just said this. He said, since you're setting the icon file.
Oh, wait, we got it. Oh. We got it.
Hey.
It took a while. Or I just had to run it again. Sorry, what did Nate say?
It wasn't Ben. He said, I wonder if Explorer trying to load the icon is enough to trigger it. Say users in the directory in Explorer. I think that would trigger the authentication. But we have it.
Okay, but yeah, we got it. Now we need hashcat. I don't know if I have hashcat on this VM.
Yeah, it comes with Kali.
It comes with Kali. But I probably need to give it something like a Rocky, right? Be nice. Yeah, let me just quickly rock you password list. I'll download that quickly.
That's on Kali too.
But isn't it in that weird ass form where you need to like unzip it and then it breaks every time you unzip it?
No, just go to user share wordless rocku.txt.
You see?
Oh, what?
.gz. Don't lie to me.
I've never unzipped it. I use it all the time. What the
I've
heck?
been burnt before. I've been burnt so hard before. Um, absolute liar. User share.
I've never unzipped it. Maybe Pimp My Cali, when I run that, it does it for me. I have no idea.
I think so. Because you see, whenever, yep, I'm already doing something wrong. You can see the spike. Okay, let's try this. I'll try your method. I'll say that extract to. Okay, and let's extract it here. Extract. Oh, I don't have the right permissions. Fine, let's do it here. Okay, documents, rocku. Okay, that does look fairly decent. Okay, cool. Where were we? So let's do a cd into our documents. Or ls.al. Okay, cool. We have a rocku. Cool. What's the hash type of that thing again? I'm pretty sure this blog post will tell me. Nope, it doesn't. Hashcat. Okay, no. Hashcat NTLM challenge, right? Challenge type. Cool. Hashcat hash types. Here we go, this thing. And then let's search for NTLM, but it's not NTLM, it's NTLM version 1. No? That's not right. What do we have? This one, look, wait, it can be this, 5.5, right? Am I missing something? It's either 5.5 or 5.600.
Yeah, it's one of those two.
Let's go for 5.600. I'm pretty sure it will be that. Jeez, I keep on just getting this. I keep on getting spammed by this now. Amanda, stop opening my files. Hashcat dash 5.600. I need that in a file, right? Yes. Let's take that. Hashcat dash M5600. Hash first and then the word list, right? So rocku. Let's watch my Cully burn. I do actually have hashcat on my quite a bit faster.
Yeah, it would be.
Let's see if we get some. I can't believe that wasn't a rabbit hole. That was magic. Learned something new with SCF files, but now I want to explore whether just going into the directory and interacting with the file, so like deleting it or something like that, whether that does actually sort of like trigger this, because if it does, this is quite a magical thing.
Sounds like a new try hack me room.
But the technique does seem very, very old. I mean, if you look here, that's from like 2017. Come on, crack my hashes. Cracking performance lower than you expected? Absolutely, because I'm running in a VM. I mean, what did you expect? Hey, we cracked it. As share. It's not a share, it's as share. For Amanda. Thank you. We got your password. Okay, cool. Now I need to do the proper things like you do them, right? So we're going to sizzle. We'll say creds txt. Let's just chuck that in first, and we'll do a cat for creds, and we'll do a echo of Amanda. Come on, work with me. Amanda with that password there. Cool. Shall we try Eternal Blue now?
That's obviously the next step.
Cool. Okay. Cat Amanda. Cool. All right. Okay. We have that. Evil win RM?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to work, but we can try.
I think it's -u for user, -p for password, and then -i for the IP.
So now, do I specify the domain or not? Let's try first without the domain. -u, -p is
specify that domain.
Yeah, but you see, if I have to specify the domain, then it's probably going to try Kerberos, which is probably not going to be happy. And then it's just -u for the no dash. Is it just then the thing?
Do -i for the IP.
Okay.
And then yeah, throw the IP in.
I don't think it's going to be this simple, but then we're going to run bloodhound. That's usually a sign that it's not working, right?
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Okay, come on. Oh, I need to. Why can't I quit?
Press Y to exit. Come on now.
I am pressing Y. It didn't work. Okay, let's try a sizzle.hectable.local. It's also not positive, right? Cool. Okay. Other ways to get on with her? What about I mean, we can try some stuff like SMB exec and all of that, since her credentials might be.
If you log into SMB with her creds, I wonder if you have access to anything else.
Yes. Okay, let's go out of this. I'm done with that one now. Let's just get this one here.
Oh, and HunterBot and Nate said crackmap exec with SMB, you know, with her creds as well.
Okay, teach me something new because no. How do I do crackmap exec? I can promise you it's been a while since I've done this.
Step one is you ask Google.
Or no, I just ask Nate and HunterBot. Crackmap exec. What do you guys think? Like with WinRM or with something else, like SMB? Let's do SMB.
So Nate just posted the syntax. I'll send it over.
Can you read that to me?
So it's crackmap exec SMB IP. So
IP is now. Can I do the host name of it?
I'm not sure. We'll find out. Then -u.
Yeah.
And then username Amanda.
Yeah.
-p for password.
Let me just quickly go get her password. Just gonna stop that. A share in 1972. Yes.
And then -d and then the domain.
Which we believe is sizzle.hackthebox.local, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Doing something. That showed me a plus on that. Does that mean anything?
Just shows you can authenticate to it, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we can use SMB client here, right?
Yep. Yeah, so if we just SMB client with specify Amanda.
What if we do this? Who am I? We run a I don't see that it executed. I thought, let me taste my luck and actually do like an exec method.
They said to add --shares at the end. Now that we
--shares.
Yeah, okay. --shares.
Like that?
Yep.
Cool. Learning something new today. Doing something.
I think it's more fun to log in and just try every single one by one.
Right, exactly.
So we got read access to some more stuff here, like this certain role.
Yes, hey, we forgot. We have certificate enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
We absolutely forgot. Hold up, I'm going back to certificate enrollment.
Amanda's the one who has an admin account. I wonder if she reuses her password.
I want to execute certify with her credentials. Where's my cert enroll one? I can't find it. I want to execute certify with her one and see if we can actually get like this that's rollable. So we go to this one, then this one tells us forbidden. Then we go to cert serve. Amanda, we'll see if we need to specify the domain as well. Then I already forgot her password. Okay.
But I'm not the only one who always forgets passwords when I'm trying to do this stuff.
Please look. I mean, it's doing something. Hey, there we go. Yep, we're in on the CA. Okay, perfect. And we can request certificates and fun stuff. Yeah, request a certificate. And we have a user certificate template. Key strength, submit. Okay, error, your request failed. So we probably need to generate something here to advanced certificate request. Also, these websites, strangely enough, for a long while, they only actually work quite well on things like Internet Explorer. So it would be like the one case where we'd have to use Internet Explorer to actually request certificates. We can see there's a bunch of certificates here, and then we can submit like a certificate signing request and then get the stuff. But I don't want to rabbit hole too much, but like, can't we just use certify? I don't know if I actually installed. Yes, certify is installed on this machine. But okay, and it's the right version of certify. So certify, find, I need my commands, and I am going to cheat and pull them from my tabletop exercise, where we executed them. Because remembering those by heart. I think it's this one. Yeah. Cool. So that's just from like one of our exercises of our tabletops. And see, we had a little script that did like ADCS exploits for us. So I'm basically gonna do that portion there. So cool. Okay, moving that off screen again. So certify find sizzle hack the box .local, and then we'll do Amanda, and then her credentials, which again I forgot. Holy crap. Amanda, cool, like that. And then we do at sizzle.hackthebox.local. Cool. Yes, please. Please, yes, found 30 templates, found a certificate authority. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. We're finding all the templates. And we already got bloodhound data for certify, so we can actually combine that with legitimate bloodhound data. But for now, let's just actually look at the TXT file and see what it has for us. So let's just do a grep for client authentication. I just want to see if, okay, so there's definitely certificates that have client authentication. Okay, I'm going to have to open this one. Let's open another folder. I have no clue where I'm executing this in my actual directory. So let's go here. Have a look at this output. Okay, so we have this. So first things first, Okay, enrollment is for authenticated users can enroll on these, which is what we're looking for. So we'll just do a control F for that one. So here, full control principles, SSL, hack the box, sizzle, CA. Enrollee supplies subject, server authentication. Damn it. If this was client authentication, we would have been able to use this SSL certificate here. I mean, we can still request it. Let's look at user cert. So user cert has client authentication. It does not have manager approval. And we have the ability to enroll into it. And subject alt require UPN. So I think we can only request for ourselves, which is fine. Kerberos authentication. Okay, that's an interesting certificate for client authentication. Ooh, subject specifies alternative DNS. No, wait, scrolled way too far. Give me back cert free. No, where's my certificate? It's cert 2. Let's see, enrollment rights. Ah, you see, we don't have enrollment rights. But if we had this, then that would have been something. Okay, let's just first actually see if we can't get a certificate. So this user cert one looks for me like a decent template to try. So what we'll do is we'll do our certify command again, and then we will do request that entire line. Then, yes, I'm just checking. Then dash CA, I need to fill in, so we'll leave a little blank. Dash template, in this case, is going to be the user cert template. And then dash, okay, we can't specify an alt, so I'm just going to do a PFX. And then it's going to be amanda.pfx. Okay, no, what did I press now? Cool, and then we just need our CA, which is who? This is our CA. Hack the box, sizzle. Cool. I think that should work.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please. Requesting a certificate. Got an error. The net BIOS connection with the remote host timed out. What do you mean? Let's try that again. Hey, there we go. We got a cert with her. And now we can verify that we can authenticate as her using certify auth with a PFX. Please, amanda.pfx. Ah, it's trying to get a TGT. That might not work, right? Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is, this is going to try on the Kerberos protocol, which is also not going to work.
Yeah,
which isn't there. Okay, but we have a certificate for Amanda, and it's definitely a certificate that can be used for client authentication. Like, that I'm sure about. So let's, okay, yeah, it always does that for the certificates and everything like that, but this is definitely a valid certificate. Now I just don't know what we do with it. We can maybe try to authenticate using the certificate. I'm just not 100% sure what tool we're going to use for that. We can also look at other templates. I think, because we are running low on time, let's maybe still try bloodhound, because then we have bloodhound and we have certified data, so we have all of the data at least at our fingertips. But then, yeah, we are sadly out of time. Okay. Documents, select the box, sizzle. Go here. Where's your scripts? I had like all of your scripts neatly saved. Offensive security. Cool. So let's do 80 bloodhound. I'm an avid fan of using scripts when they make my life easy. Cool. 80 bloodhound. What's the domain? The domain is sizzle.hackthatbox.local. What's the username? Amanda. What's the password? I don't remember.
like as share something.
Yeah, like yeah, you're right.
In some year.
Let me 1972. Let's test my memory. Hack the box, sizzle, Amanda. 1972. You see, between the two of us, we have one fully working brain, so that's good. IP of the domain, is that the actual IP I need to give it? Ping hack the box. No, sizzle dot hack the box. Come on. Local. I must say, so far this box has actually been quite a lot of fun. It's not been like full-blown like CTF. Error, can't find the main controller. Your command's not working.
It works for me.
Disappointment. Absolute disappointment. Let's try to do that manually. -D, so the domain is hack the. No, sizzle dot hack the. Come on, hack the box dot local. U is Amanda dash P should still be. No, it's no longer on my clipboard, but it should be A. Come on. See, now I can't remember which was the capital. So A share 1972 dash. Let's leave the GC for now. Dash C all dash NS, and then we chuck that one in.
Weird.
Let's see. Why is that not working?
Cannot find a domain controller.
I mean, that's literally our domain controller. Am I...
What if you try just hack the box.local?
I mean, can try that, but it's... I think this error is before that. Okay.
Look at that.
Cool. Don't tell me why, but sure.
So, okay, so this must have been what I was thinking of with the enum for Linux. I must have been thinking of Bloodhound Python when I ran into this issue.
Okay. I won't complain then. There we go. It's working.
Now you have to get the right version of the ingester to actually get it to work properly, unless you already did that.
No, I have a magical version. I always have the right version. It's under my download. So, yeah, I don't upgrade ever. So, okay, let's see. That should be done. Okay, there's all of my files. Okay, let's just go create a little bit of structure because this is becoming madness. Documents. Where did I create these? Under offensive security. These like. Control X those files for me, please. Under hack the box, let's go to sizzle. Create a new folder which we'll call BH for bloodhound. And then we'll create another folder which we'll call certify for certify. And we'll chuck those things there. And then, yeah. Okay, cool. Bloodhound. Let's check that out quickly. It should be the right ingester. Okay, let's chuck in some data. I think I can just do this, right? Yeah, computers. Chuck in more.
It'll be interesting how you use Bloodhound. I always feel like I'm just stumbling my way through Bloodhound when I'm messing with it.
And then while we're at it, chuck in some more certified data. Cool. Okay. Magical. Okay, let's just first see if we have our domains. Map domain trust, no data return, that's not positive. Find all domain admins. Okay, cool. So we have administrator and we have the sizzler. The sizzle guy. Okay, cool. So that's definitely an account that we want to get. Let's see Amanda. What does Amanda have? Let's look at her. So Amanda, she is enabled. Yes. Okay. Sam account name. First degree move membership, remote management, that. Let's unroll that, see what's there everywhere. That's the main users don't care. This remote management one seems to be interesting. Okay, so none of that actually matters. So we can just look at that. And this is the only group that we truly care about for now. Okay, no local admin rights. Group delegated control. What does she have control over? Okay, so it seems like everyone has the ability to enroll. Ooh, client authentication. That's another certificate we can enroll in. So what's nice here is we can see, oh, and we have generic all over this certificate. But then if we have generic all over this certificate, then we should have the ability to modify this certificate template. But I don't know how you do that without actually having initial access first. But with this, well, no, I know how to do that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know how to do that. We run as with the credentials on a Windows PC. We load in the ADCS certificate template thing on that machine. And then basically we point it to Sizzle. And then basically we have the ability to modify this certificate template. And having the ability to modify the certificate template, we can make the certificate vulnerable. So I'll show that path now. But that's why, yeah, so that, I don't know if that's the intended path, but you can definitely, because it's a client authentication certificate and we have generic all, that will allow us to basically modify that template and make it vulnerable so that we can specify the subject alternative name. And Bob's your uncle, yeah, we have DA. Okay, so that's a DA path. There's some other certificates there. All of those look very, very juicy. Anything else? No, group delegated. And then we can see who controls her account, but we don't care. But now, if we sort of like go for the YOLO search for domain admins, we can see that there's no paths that are returned. However, the one thing I want to do is find templates that have been misconfigured. So we have the sub CA one. So this sub CA one has client authentication enabled with it. It's enabled, enrollee subjects, yes, sub CA, this, yada, yada, yada. Who can enroll it? Explicit controllers. Okay, so it's only enterprise admins and domain admins. That's not very great. Let's look at shortest paths to those ones. No. Misconfigured template 2. No. Enrollment. Geez, it keeps on just giving me this one. Subject. Unsecured certificate templates. Now all of these guys. Find certificate authorities. Okay, so nothing that jumps out to me there. Let's quickly look if Kerber roasting is a thing. Not that we can't do it currently because we can't access that port. Oh, okay, so we do have one. So MLAK, yes, it has a service principal set. Okay, what's its group membership? Also remote management and everything else. Anything else? Okay, here we go. So I think this is going to be our path. Because you can see that this account has the ability to make any changes to the domain. So with this account having sort of like get changes all and that type of stuff, then maybe this account has the ability to modify things in there. And then we can see that those are the certificate things that we have there as well. Okay. Doesn't really leave us at a better spot, really. We still haven't authenticated as Amanda, which is the first pain point. But we have some good data. I'm not discouraged by what we achieved. I'm just sad we didn't get the initial access. How hard can it be to get that initial access?
Maybe this is a good pause point. Are you free again tomorrow and we can finish this box?
Yeah, I can make sure that I have a little bit more time tomorrow as well. We can tackle it.
I mean, I bet it wouldn't take us long to finish it. I think we're like 80% of the way there. 85 maybe. Maybe.
I Don't know yet, but I mean, we do have, yeah, we do have some options. One more thing that I want to try. Just
please do.
YOLO it. No, not Cobalt Strike.
Yeah.
We're not yet ready for that. Where did I? Okay, I executed that here. So let's use the template of SSL, and we'll call this test. Because I'm pretty sure I read it correctly that we're not allowed to use this template. We have generic all over this template, so we can alter it. Alt, and let's go for administrator and then the domain sizzle at the box.local. So we're gonna, but I definitely want to try that on a Windows. I might try some of that a little bit offline, just so that we don't rabbit hole too much in the given time. But I'm pretty sure we don't have permissions on the template. Okay, that's just a normal error. Run it again. We got a certificate. Are you kidding me? So yeah, we've just literally gotten DA. I just don't know how to use it because I don't have initial access to the box, but we've just literally popped DA. Okay. What did I call? Oh, it saved it as administrator. Okay, so we literally just popped DA, but we can't authenticate to the thing. Ah, this is so annoying.
Because we don't have. That's rough.
That's DA. So that's DA. We literally just popped DA. It's just
we have no user flags. We don't have a user flag yet.
Okay, but this might be interesting. Then no one on chat has any idea how we can authenticate, right?
Well, Nate probably does since he looked at a walkthrough, but other than that,
Nate, am I on the right path with certificate? Just tell me that, because I literally just popped DA. Like, that's a DA cert. Like, no one's going to convince me otherwise. I just need to know how to use it.
Oh, man. So close.
We got DA, and, like, we can't use DA. That's so sad. No. And let me just confirm, that certificate does allow client authentication.
HunterBot just said, this box came out before the certify stuff. It's probably also vulnerable to NoPack. Do you have access to RPC? You can authenticate with that, I believe. It's probably not the intended method, though, he said.
But can I authenticate to RPC using a certificate? Remember, with a certificate, I need to get a Kerberos ticket. That's the trick here. Okay, but also this SSL certificate seems to only be server authentication, so maybe it's not yet DA. It's definitely close. And because we have generic all over that certificate, I can just change that certificate to whatever I want and make it vulnerable.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, authenticated users, generic all. I can modify that certificate template. But I need a way to authenticate with it still. And you can see we're not getting that. Because do you see it's trying on port 8080? 88. Okay.
That's frustrating.
So here's my plan. We need initial access. We drop a Cobalt Strike beacon. We use Cobalt Strike SOCKS proxy to proxy out port 8080 or 88, right? And then we certificate authenticate with this one, and we get DA.
How long does that take you?
With Cobalt Strike, it's instantaneous. I just need that initial access first. I just need that beacon to call back. Once that beacon calls back, I'm sorted. Yeah. Okay. I think this will be for tomorrow's session, and I'll zip up the artifacts that I have, and I'll send that across to you as if you want to play around.
Yeah, if I get a chance, I'll
get some data.
There's no way I'm gonna. I've done nothing with the certificates outside of like the room you made on Try Hack Me. So this is really interesting to see this attack vector.
Yeah, this is going to be juicy if we can modify the template to be vulnerable and then request it. So we're going to have to change the SSL template with our client application as well. And then it will be magic.
Such good. Hunterbot said, "Big baller Cobalt Strike guy." That's definitely who you are.
No, it's just because I have a license at work and everything. But yeah, no, that would be absolutely. That's not the way to go. It's just that's way easier than like dropping tools like Chisel or Plink or anything like that. Like the reason Cobalt Strike is so expensive is because it works. Like, go take your C2 framework that's open source and free on GitHub and go play with that. It's not like, no, it pales in comparison. And the reason for that is because it's paid for, so you know that it works 100%. So, but yeah, no, it's definitely cheating. I'm not even not saying that it is. So yeah.
May not be the hack the box method. I mean, heck, maybe it is. Maybe they expect you to have a Cobalt Strike subscription for their insane boxes. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, it was on that Try Hack Me one where they teach you about like different things, and then you need to do the AD evasion with Covenant, and those grunts just keep on like it calls back, but then it doesn't work. So I just lost it, and I also just used Cobalt Strike there because again, it's a paid for tool, so it works. 100% it works, and it worked like 100%. So yeah, it has its place. But okay, this is interesting. I don't think that the certificate path. So okay, I think the certificate path here is to provide you with a alternative source of authentication. We can then use that certificate to authenticate to the box. It doesn't have to be through the Kerberos ports. There's other authentication as well. So one of the authentications you can do with certificates is called LDAP-S authentication. So my thought process is that we are going to use a certificate to authenticate on LDAP-S. That will then allow us to, rather than specifying credentials which will involve something like Kerberos authentication, we're going to use LDAP-S to authenticate to the box. Then once we get on the box, I do think the intended path is that you Kerberos that Milky account. Once you Kerberos the Milky account or whatever that other account was, you get the password of that account, and that then leads you to something that then controls the domain. So that would be my guess. What I would like to do is I would like to actually connect this VPN file to my Windows hacking machine. On my Windows hacking machine, modify the SSL template to allow for client authentication, right? And since we can request it, then once we request a certificate, that certificate is valid for client authentication as well. Then if we do LDAP-S authentication, we're going to authenticate as the administrator user and not as Amanda, which gives us a very nice privilege.
Man, fascinating. Sounds like some more good content. More things to learn tomorrow. Such cool stuff.
Yeah, so I need to go play with LDAP-S and everything like that so that we can use these certificates and everything. But yeah, thanks. I think it was I think we made decent progress at least.
Oh man, I learned stuff. Hopefully you guys watch and learn something. Let's see if we have anyone. We have a few who hung out with us on Discord for most of the time. We've had a solid numbers on Twitch the whole time as well. So for all of you who hung out with us, watched us, especially from, we've been going 2 hours and 8 minutes now without a break, besides me throwing my cat away and then he came back from the dead. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will be back again tomorrow, same time at 10 p.m. Central Time for me. I think, what is that, 5 a.m. for you, Amoeba Man? Yeah, it's now 7 o'clock already. So, but yeah, tomorrow it will be 5 probably. All right. Well, we'll jump back on tomorrow and we'll finish this box out and start the weekend. Sounds like a good plan to me. Cool. Thanks. For those of you watching, I'm going to stop the stream. I will catch you guys tomorrow night.